It's 2 p.m. Central African time. A very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for choosing us here on Market View this Tuesday afternoon. On the show today, we dial in on one of the events that have become the most anticipated on the business calendar, and that is the Entrepreneur of the Year Awards, I beg your pardon. Our journalist Nelson Ndlangamandla is going to be in conversation with Honorable Minister for Commerce, Industry and Trade, Manqoba Khumalo, speaking about the Entrepreneur of the Year Awards, about celebrating the excellence in business in the Kingdom of Eswatini, as well as, you know, just the nomination criteria, as well as the intention behind it beyond just the photographs and the celebrations themselves. They'll also discuss the MSME conference that is upcoming really soon. They want to understand first and foremost how that is going to empower local business, how it's going to improve innovation, as well as allow our businesses to thrive for economic transformation of the Kingdom of Eswatini. That conversation coming later on the program, but perhaps a bit of a different schedule on our show today, because we shall have Saneless Bia starting off the program with our market analysis before we get into our Enterprise Watch segment, with which Nelsiwe will sit down with the Honorable Minister Manqoba Khumalo. But before that, just a quick highlight on some of the headlines that are making the top stories today in our business environment. All right, in our first story, the Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority encourages local businesses seeking to expand their reach to utilize the Buy Eswatini. That is our first story. And then we will look into a different story that is going to speak to the Youth Chamber of Commerce, which has partnered with the Ngwenya Town Board to educate the youth on the business opportunities available for young people in the Kingdom of Eswatini. There, the Social Community Development Officer at Ngwenya Town Board, Benjamin Msane, says they want more youth to have employment opportunities through starting businesses, as there is a high unemployment rate in the community. That's our top stories today in our business landscape. We'll go for a net break, and then we'll talk to Saneless Bia, who's just going to give us a roundup of how numbers are faring in the markets.
Eswatini TV has signed a code of conduct that is enforced by the Eswatini Communications Commission. We are committed to reporting news that is accurate, comment that is fair, and programming that does not amount to hate speech or the description of gratuitous violence or explicit sex. For any complaints of our programming, please contact us on 2411-9600 or email info@eswatinitv.co.za. You can also contact the Eswatini Communications Commission on 2406-7000 or write a letter to ECCOM on PO Box 7811 Mbabane. Email address is info@ecom.org.sz.
Hi, I'm Golda. I work here at the IMF. Our aim is to provide the best possible advice on economic policy to our member countries, helping them to create conditions so everyone prospers from economic growth. One question our economists are always getting: how can we reduce poverty and foster inclusive growth? There are a few ways to think about it. Some say the government should be heavily involved in the economy, with regulations to keep people safe and high taxes that fund and support a healthy, well-educated and inclusive society, even if it's at the expense of higher growth. Others believe that the government should have little or no part to play in the economy. Lower taxation means more money in everyone's pockets. More individual freedom, they say, means more economic growth overall. But maybe there's a target we all could be shooting for: the best policies on inclusion and growth. Essentially, inclusive growth is about making the economic pie bigger and sharing those slices more widely. So, how do we get there? By aiming for a middle ground. Both sides mostly recognize the need for social safety nets, public pensions, unemployment insurance, food programs. These measures prevent extreme poverty and provide a basic standard of living. At the IMF, inclusive growth is central to our work because reducing poverty is in everyone's interest. Part of having a free and equitable society is ensuring we all benefit from its growth, no matter who we are. And it's not just about creating a fair and equal chance to succeed for individuals, regions, or countries. It's about distributing growth fairly for future generations too. Overall, inclusive growth is based on the idea that wealth creation, economic freedom, and equal opportunity can and should coexist.
Welcome back to the program. You're still watching Market View. We get into our market analysis segment. I did say when the show started that our normal scheduling is a little different today. Sunny Lesbia already on standby virtually. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Sbia. He is our economist. Please give us the roundup of how our markets are faring today in 10 minutes. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ngumalo, and good afternoon to the viewers. So what we're seeing today, Mr. Ngumalo, is largely driven by the tech or AI-driven rally that we've been seeing. So what we're seeing basically right now is concerns over the valuation of AI stocks and AI companies is now coming back into consideration largely by all investors, because what investors are looking forward at right now is that profitability coming through from these artificial intelligence startups and these artificial intelligence companies. So that actually just reflects across the entire stock markets within the New York Stock Exchange. So what we're seeing there is a bit of a dip in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, largely driven by those concerns of the China-US trade relationship, but the Nasdaq Composite Index and the S&P 500 continued to post positive returns yesterday, purely because earnings season is still very good, but there are those concerns of that earnings season or that valuation potential. And when you come on into Europe, what we're seeing happening there is, the markets are a bit in a frenzy today. We're seeing a huge sell-off right now, which actually just follows from what we're seeing happening from the US in terms of those tech valuations, and also in terms of the budget and general weakness within the German economy, and also those dynamics in France. So we can see the fact that the CAC 40 is back below that 8,000 mark. With the budget and forecast there in the UK, we can see that the FTSE 100 has lost some 105 points so far in today's trade, largely driven by the fact that the Chancellor of the Exchequer there came out to say that she cannot rule out, tax increases in the November budget. So markets are a bit skeptical around those. When you move on into Asia, again, coupling that sell-off and that skepticism around AI companies again, and also the fact that there are those relationships, those weaker relations between the mainland China and the United States of America. So we then see that that sell-off happening in the markets as well. So with the Nikkei there in Japan losing some 914 points in today's trade, it closed there at 51,497, largely driven by those factors within the US. And do note that we are still watching what is going to happen to that federal federal government shutdown within the US. And then when you coming into the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, we're seeing movements that are showing a lot to do with that sell-off, and also reflecting the fragile geopolitical dimensions, largely between the US and South Africa, and China, and you know that South Africa trades more with China and the US as well. So those fragilities within those two superpowers tend to just affect South Africa even further, and also the fact that the price of gold continues to dip, that also just pulls down the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. And then in terms of Brent crude, we're seeing Brent crude also now today taking a bit of a dip, largely driven by oversupply concerns. And when we come into the currencies, Mr. Ngumalo, what's happening today is an overall weakness of the Lilangeni across the board when you compare it with major currencies, largely driven by that sell-off and basic outlook towards the interest rate that's going to be happening this month, and also the fact that the rand is weakening a bit, and that sell-off that the entire market is seeing around those artificial intelligence stocks. Thank you, Mr. Ngumani.
Mr. Sbiya, thank you so much for that quick analysis. That was Sanele Sbiya, our in-house economist, dialing in on how markets are faring in today, globally, regionally, and locally, domestically here in Eswatini. We'll go for a quick ad break. We shall be back shortly.
Eswatini TV has signed a code of conduct that is enforced by the Eswatini Communications Commission. We are committed to reporting news that is accurate, comment that is fair, and programming that does not amount to hate speech or the description of gratuitous violence or explicit sex. For any complaints of our programming, please contact us on 2411-9600 or email info@eswatinitv.co.za. You can also contact the Eswatini Communications Commission on 2406-7000 or write a letter to ECCOM on PO Box 7811 Mbabane. Email address is info@ecom.org.za.
Hi, I'm Golda. I work at the IMF. What is globalization? Well, think of it like a bridge between two countries. Now let's say this country is very good at growing flowers. It has the right soil and plenty of skilled farmers. And just across the river, that country loves flowers, but doesn't have the right soil to grow them. You can see where I'm going with this. With our bridge, trade has blossomed. This country makes money from selling flowers abroad, and that country can start new businesses and sell new products based on their newfound access to flowers. I mean, who doesn't love fresh flowers? Of course, it's not just flowers that can cross the bridge. It can be used to trade almost anything. Plus, there are pathways for investing, communicating, and exchanging ideas. And people can come and go too. Now, what does this have to do with globalization? Well, imagine bridges just like this, connecting countries all over the world, even countries on opposite sides of the planet. That's globalization. These bridges, these economic links, have made everything from food to electronics cheaper. And not just that, globalization has made the whole planet richer too, especially people in poorer countries. Over the past 30 years, 1.5 billion people have been lifted out of poverty. But this is only part of the story. While globalization has brought more benefits for more people than ever before, it's also true that not everyone has benefited from the increased wealth. For many people, it can appear the bridge is bringing more problems than flowers, and that the economy isn't working for everyone or every country. So what should we do? Well, the solution isn't to destroy our bridges or to throw out the rule book. That would leave us all poorer and less secure. So, do we maintain, rebuild, or redesign these bridges? Write new rules that help them to work better? Or search for new ways to ensure everyone can benefit? Probably all of the above. More than ever, we need international cooperation, countries working together, and the IMF working with its member countries to build the best possible bridges to get us to the future. That will not just be good for the economy, but good for people everywhere.
When you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. Discover just how far you go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience.
Eswatini TV has signed a code of conduct that is enforced by the Eswatini Communications Commission. We are committed to reporting news that is accurate, comment that is fair, and programming that does not amount to hate speech or the description of gratuitous violence or explicit sex. For any complaints of our programming, please contact us on 2411-9600 or email info@eswatinitv.co.za. You can also contact the Eswatini Communications Commission on 2406-7000 or write a letter to ECCOM on PO Box 7811 Mbabane. Email address is info@ecom.org.sz.
All right, we welcome our business journalist Nelson Ntangamandla in studio now, who's going to help us understand the development around the Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority, which encourages local businesses to utilize the Buy Eswatini platform, e-commerce platform, to increase sales online. During a training session at Mavuso Trade and Exhibition Center, Sibusiso Mnisi from APA explained that the registration process and highlighted the importance of the training in helping businesses maximize the platform's potential. Nelly, when we talk e-commerce in the Kingdom of Eswatini, this is something that we have struggled with for a very long time, but we have seen the Ministry of Commerce just doing everything that it can to make sure that we can really make best use of it. And now APA is chiming in through Mr. Mnisi. You know, how is the uptake going, first and foremost, and him encouraging, what is that speaking to really?
Thank you so much, Mnguni, and good afternoon to the viewer at home. So what APA is doing is trying to ensure that local businesses increase their trade online. So what he said is that currently over 70 businesses are currently using the platform, and he has explained that they've made roughly about 15,000 emalangeni through these sales. And he has also talked about the platform gaining momentum. He said there's over 100 customers in this platform. So he's encouraging every business to go to Google Play Store and download the app, or maybe go to the website for APA and register there. We also asked him, because you know issues of originality. We wanted to know, are these businesses going to sell local? How do they ensure that these are local businesses from Eswatini? So he has explained that they make sure that these businesses are from Eswatini.
So there is that verification sort of
Yes.
process that certainly shows that indeed this is a business from Eswatini. I wonder though if he was able to really drill down on how many companies have registered yet, and are they really able to see if most of the where the customers are from, really? Because I suppose those little insights on demographics become important because they tell us where the appetite is, and we can also go as APA and the External Trade Department to go and really advertise in those countries.
Yes, Mngoni, we did ask him on the little pockets where these customers are coming from, but he told us that at the moment they are still collecting that data. It's important to also mention that they are working with the Republic of China and Taiwan on this project to make sure that it gives these businesses a worth for their money, I would say. And they have also highlighted, like I said in the beginning, that currently over 70 businesses are registered, and which is a very big number considering that it has been just launched recently. So he has also mentioned that the platform at the moment is used to trade locally, but with Taiwan, what they are doing, they want to ensure that more businesses are able to export internationally.
Oh, so that means the 15,000 Malangeni that has been made has been Eswatini customers, which speaks to digital innovation in the Kingdom of Eswatini and uptake from the customers themselves and the Swazi population, which is brilliant because it wants to position itself as a one-stop shop online for our local companies. It just makes me wonder how many more Eswatini, just from awareness alone, can really take this up, and we can see these numbers doubling.
So APA has mentioned that they will be conducting shows all over the country just to make the local SMEs more aware of this platform. You know, Mnguni, most of our local businesses, the small and medium enterprises, are on social media because most of them are owned by sort of local young people. So what they are saying is that with the over 95,000 SMEs, they believe that they can use this platform and it can be beneficial. So he has promised that they will ensure that they disseminate as much knowledge as possible about this platform, especially even to the bigger businesses.
Right.
Yeah.
And I suppose it's as equally important to also disseminate that kind of awareness information to the customers themselves, because maximizing the platform's potential. I think it starts, the primary goal is to have the companies register, because we have to find what we are looking for as customers online. But, I think they will have that big responsibility to advertise it to the people as much as they can too.
Yes, what they are doing is to vigorously push this platform to ensure that everyone knows about it. We know that small and medium enterprises are the engine of the economy. So what APA is doing is to ensure that these businesses are online, these businesses are seen, even draw the customers to say, this is the platform where you can find your local products and support the growth of these small and medium enterprises. We've been talking to the Minister for Commerce, Industry and Trade, who has said there is the MSME conference that is upcoming. This is another way of ensuring that the small and medium enterprises continue to grow, and the Buy Eswatini app is one of the things that they will be talking about, the things they will be pushing in this conference. So it's a very, very big initiative that is done by the ministry with the Republic of China and Taiwan to grow the small and medium enterprises and ensure that they make real money. And
I like to quote Mr. Mnisi. He said this one really important line. He said, SMEs are the lifeblood of an economy, and it's just beautiful to see how APA is really intentional, about upskilling them and helping them really get empowered, just as local businesses, for innovation, as well as for, just proof them for the current business landscape even when we standardize with other, developed economies. It makes me wonder, and even for yourself as a lady and myself as a boy, I have some products that I want to buy sometimes, and I'm like, this is pretty
Where
far.
do I go?
Where do I go?
Yeah.
And just if I can go online now, I'll be able to find it.
The small and medium enterprises, which were there, we did talk to them. They have expressed excitement over this initiative. They are saying that now they are able to sell their products anywhere in the country. They are saying that this has reduced costs because at times they had to travel to some of these places where their products were wanted. So they have said that now it's easy for us. And Mnguni would see most of these small and medium enterprises do not have the finances because they are startups, but this platform has really helped them.
It's quite beautiful because at the back end, South Africa just launched a 2.5 billion Malageni fund for SMEs. And while we are a smaller economy this side, we have our own developments happening to just see our local businesses empowered through innovation, as well as the broader goal, which is to transform the economy of the country. Well, thank you so much to Nell Siwa, our business journalist, very candid every time, helping us with insights that she's able to gather on the ground. And thank you to you for staying with us on the program. You have been enjoying Market View, the Tuesday edition. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.